to LA with it. Ride to LA with it. Yeah. 10 toes down on my ride with the gang.
Okay, so hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. It's another install on this TKL vlogging series on my race engine build. So the last video you saw me building the short motor. So in this vlog I'm going to be building the tall motor, installing the head, getting it all set up, put on the dyno, and hopefully start getting some results, and we'll start tuning it and see if we see how much power we can get from it. But yeah, without further ado, let's get cracking. Right, so finally I've got the collets on with the spring caps. The valves all installed, but I'll tell you what, that was a mission for me. So even using like proper spring compressors, I really did struggle. There's a knack to it which I've yet to find. It's as if you do a little bit of filling with it, and all of a sudden the collets just fall into place, and then you can release the spring compressor and they're done. So if you want to see a vlog on how to do that, look at someone else's video, because I cannot offer any decent advice on that because I struggled. But yeah, that's the hardest job done now. Time to get it onto the block and let's get it built up.
Wanna be the person that you call up when you're down. Wanna be the first who knows all of your deepest secrets. Can I be the one who wakes you up before you missed your ride? Cause I wanna be close to you, and I wanna show you something new. You gotta know, every day I got your back, yeah, you can count on me for that. So put your hand in mine, I will be there every day. When you're sick of the climb, I will make sure it's okay. I know you didn't ask for any of this, but we reach for the sky. That's with flying colors now. Gonna try to keep the pace, but someday we will find that the world has changed, but we stay true to each other. I will always be there for you whenever you need my help. I'm taking my time to be your rock. I don't ever wanna be apart. You gotta know, every day I got your back, yeah, you can count on me for that. So put your hand in mine, I will be there every day. When you're sick of the climb, I will make sure it's okay. I know you didn't ask for any of this, but we reach for the sky. That's with flying colors now.
Right, so that's it, full engine, all built, top and bottom. We've got the carb on, all the inlet manifolds, everything's torqued down as it should. I've got the cooling duct all installed. But I had to fabricate, so the exhaust manifold I use, this is the exhaust sort of header I use for the dyno, but I normally use bolts in the head, and I've moved over to studs on these heads, which meant that the nut wouldn't spin around. So I tried to grind it away and I just went straight through the exhaust. And that's actually ceramic coated, which is not the cheapest of coatings. Anyway, so that's, I'm still going to keep it just in case. It's worth a few quid. So what I've had to do is I've had to fabricate a new exhaust. You can see the old exhaust is here. It stops about there. Then this is like fresh elbow. And I've just ground this one away so I can fit these bolts on. Just to give you a bit of a background, this exhaust got Boss here for the oxygen, which tells me the air-fuel ratio. And I've got another Boss here for a thermocouple, which will tell me the exhaust gas temperature. We'll pump on, get some fluids in there, get some oil in there. We're going to put 450ml of the Patronus, like I did before. I'm going to bolt down the dyno. It's got some normal 95 RON fuel. Fire it up. Hopefully it'll fire up relatively easy. Then just let it tick over. Give it a good 10 minutes of ticking over, maybe 15. Then shut it down, drop the oil, and I'll expect to see a lot of metallic in the oil from the braking process. Put another 450ml in, back on the dyno. Then I'll start giving it a bit of load, just some gentle runs with some load against the flywheel on the inertia wheel on the dyno. Do that for another sort of 10 minutes. Drop the oil again, and then back on the dyno, warm it up, and let's see what it does. Exciting times, let's see what happens. Right, so I've just done the bit of loading on the engine, done the final oil change, and you can just see there's lots of, don't know if you can see it on the camera, there's lots of metallic deposits in there, it's shining away. So you can see it, trying to shake it a bit. So that's like, oh, that's a lot of metal just from where the metal's been breaking into the, you know, adjacent pieces of metal. That's totally normal, so don't be alarmed if you see lots of shiny metal in your oil when you do the change. That's just normal. That is part of the process. But the key to these engines is frequent oil changes. As a rule, I tend to do mine about every, say, 3 outings. I'll just drop the oil. I mean, in the UK, it costs us £9 to do both engines. It's nothing. So, and it's good for the engines. Keep the fresh oil in there. There's no filters or anything in there. So any metal that is in there can, in effect, damage the bearings or whatever. So just do frequent oil changes. But this is the bit we've all been waiting for. Put some fresh oil in it again. Get it back on the dyno now. Put the sensors all on it. And let's see what power it's doing as it is. I'm hoping it'd be nice to see 15 horse. I mean, if I get 15 horse, then I've got my 30 horsepower cart because I'll have 2 engines. Any less, then we'll have to rethink and start playing about with it. And any more will be a great starting point. But it'd be nice to see 15 horse straight off the bat. So let's get it on the dyno. Oh, cheers. Right, so I'm not sure if you can hear me. You just have to move out of the way. The engine's getting warm now. The final oil change, it's all fitted back on the dyno. All the sensors are hooked up. So we're just going to give it another couple of minutes. Then we'll do some power runs. We'll do 3 runs back to back. And I'll look at the dates afterwards. So, a few swigs of this, and let's see how we get on. Fingers crossed, we should be well in double figures. 15 horsepower would be really good. But it does what it does, let's move on from there. Let's get it running. Right, that's a bit of a result. So, as you've seen the graph there, I'm really impressed. So, done 3 runs back to back. The graphs are identical. The torque is beautiful, nice and straight, very linear. The power curve is just, it gets to 4 grand and it just climbs and climbs and climbs. Up to 6 grand, we got 15 horsepower, 15.1, 15, and just look at the figures. So consistent. I've not actually looked at the AFRs yet. The AFRs are really steady. Let's just try and get a better look on the data. There we go. So we've got the AFRs up here now. The AFRs look very, very. I'd say they're a bit on the rich side. So we started off as it jumps off the pilot jet onto the main jet from 13, drops to mid 12s. That's a bit of a glitch there with the 13. Straight to 12, 11, 10, 10, 10, 11 for a bit, a little bit of a shot there with 12, 11s and 10. So I think I can lean that out. So I'm going to put, so that's with the 120 jet. I think I'm going to go for a 115 jet, see what that's like. But I mean, you can see straight away at 4 grand, straight up to 10 horse, so that's the same as the old Subaru engines. And it just climbs from there. At 6.2 is when it's making peak. At 15 dead. But yeah, that graph is just really, really happy with that graph. It's a really good sort of benchmark to start with. So I'm thinking to and I call it a day now because it's 6:30 on a Saturday afternoon, early evening. And I am doing this all at my own garage at home, so I don't want to be waking up the neighbours. Waking the neighbours up, annoying the neighbours. So I think that's enough for today. So after work tomorrow, I think I'm gonna have a couple of beers and we'll change the jet, see how that affects the AFRs, and then we start playing about with different plugs, and just start messing about, changing a few things, see if we can increase on this power. But straight away now, we've got the 30 horsepower Pro cars. If I can build another engine like this, that's 30 horsepower cars, which will be lightning on track. But let's see if we can get some more. I'll report back tomorrow. Okay, so it's the following day. So as I discussed yesterday, I want to try and change the jet in now, change the fueling a bit. So I've got a couple of jets here, I've got loads. But what I'm concentrating on, I've got can't really tell on the text, I've got a 110 there, and I'm hoping this is the 115. It's got a 5 on it, but I can't make the rest of the text out, it's just been worn away. I can't find another 115 in there, so I'm hoping this is the one. So just going to drain the fuel out the bowl of the carburettor, get this installed into the carb, fire it up, get it warmed up, and do another couple of pulls and see how the graph changes. So let's do that. Right, so I've just put the graphs up now, of the video of the graphs, but for some reason it didn't record, so there's no sound with it. But yeah, it's done the same power again really, 15.1, 15.12, sorry, 15.2, 15.0. So, and the AFRs are still, they're still on the rich side. So, coming onto the main jet, it's like late 10s, early 11s, mid 12s, then back into the 11s. So I'm going to take that jet out and put a 110 in and see how we get on with that. Because I think this I can run this a bit lean. Ideally I want to be early 13s, late 12s. You know, some people might disagree with that, but this is just what I'm going to try and just see how it runs. So take this jet out, put the 110 in, and let's get it run up. So let's get on with it. Right, okay, so that was very interesting. So we put the 110 jet on it, and it's changed it quite a bit. The graph is still superb, really linear. AFRs have gone a little bit lean towards the top end, with dip into the late 13s. 7 grand is 13.7 to 1. 6.5 grand, it was 14.1, that's a bit too lean for what I want. But the power, it's gone from 15 to 15.5, so I got 15.4 in the first run, 15.6, 15.5. Torque, respectively, is the same, so that's 14.2, 14.18, 14.15. It's just so consistent. That is some good power. What I'm going to try and do now is, instead of changing the jet, on the slider, you've got a needle there which has got different adjustments on it. I think it's got 5 adjustments, and I think it's set as standard. I haven't even checked this on the middle one. So what I'm going to try and do is knock it down a notch. Is it? So I want to richen it up. So yeah, knock it down one, which means it'll lift up higher, which will allow more fuel through the emulsion, I think, to make it a little bit more richer. So that might sort out the top end. But yeah, I think that might solve it. It's only a slight bit of adjustment. I don't want to do too much adjustment to lose the power, because I'm really happy with the 15.5. I mean, I've not even started playing about with spark plugs or timing yet. It's just purely jetting. So yeah, I'm going to get this needle sorted now, do another 3 runs, and see what we get. So let's keep going. Right, I think we've definitely cracked it now. So just by that one little adjustment, changed the AFRs completely. Power and torque hasn't changed. If anything, it's been a bit more steady. So it's 15.6, 15.5, 15.4. Torque, bang on the 14 mark, 14 foot-pound. But the AFRs are just perfect. They're late 12s. Just you get towards 7,000, it drops into the late 11s, which is super safe. And what you've got to remember is, I'm planning on making a ram air system, induction system for this. So when you're driving on track, there'll be more airflow, which should compensate for this extra fueling at the top end. So we're hoping it will balance out. But there's no way of simulating that on a dyno because the air is static. But I'm really happy with his AFRs. When it goes into the main jet, it does not once dip into the 13s at all. It's just mid 12s to late 12s, which is... I'm happy with that. At least I know it's mega safe, and I've not lost any power. EGTs have come down slightly, so everyone's a winner on that. But yeah, I think in terms of like a bolt-on kit, this is as far as you can go in terms of what I'm going to do in this vlog. I think the next one we'll start playing about with the spark plug, try a few different plugs, and see what sort of power we can get from changing that. And then it'll be a case of getting it fitted to the cart and fabricating some new inlets. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed this little install, and hopefully you might see 16 horse on the next vlog. But we've certainly got our 30 plus horsepower Pro Kart as it stands, which is an achievement. So big massive thanks to Pro Kart Engineering, thanks to NR Racing, ARC as well, for all the products they've supplied, because without them this build wouldn't be possible. So massive thanks to them. And yeah, everyone who's watched, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.